This is Newswest 9 at 10.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I certainly hope you got everything put up in your backyard or your front yard. It's about to get windy.
Oh, good grief. Dangerously windy out there. And if you have allergies, not going to be too good of a day. Rachel, just how strong will tomorrow's winds be?
Well, in some areas, we could be looking at anywhere between 30-mile-per-hour sustained winds, even up to 50-mile-per-hour sustained winds. And in other areas, we could be looking at wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour. So it's going to be a very windy day out there, which is why most of the area is under a high wind watch for the day on Wednesday. So here's what you can expect throughout the day. The morning hour is not going to be too bad, but then we're expecting those winds to pick up as we head into the afternoon hours. And we'll take a closer look at your forecast coming up. Back to you.
Well, firefighters from a number of stations around the basin called out to put out a blaze in Midland County this evening. Police say it sparked up around 5:30. You're taking a look at it there. We're told the fire was located in the 8000 block of South County Road 1270. The cause of that fire is not known yet.
The city of Odessa and its citizens continue to talk about the possibility of actually adding an at-large city council member.
It's been a hot-button issue, and recently tonight, the council talked to residents. Newswest 9's Erica Chevrolet was at that meeting that at times got a little tense. Eric.
Hey, Chris and Trevor, another seat at the proverbial city council table, along with giving the mayor more voting power. That's the root of the issues Odessans feel their city council has. After petitions and threatening lawsuits, the two sides discussed it again.
Whether it's the cost of having an election in May.
Why weren't you worried about $250,000 when you just summarily dismissed our city manager? Nobody worried about that. Now you're worried about $55,000.
Or how the whole at-large council member situation is playing out.
I just think as a city we need to be coming together, not continually being ripped apart.
One thing remains certain. At the end of the day, the back and forth between residents on both sides of the at-large city council member fence doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon.
I think that if the petition is signed, has enough votes, that they should leave it to the city voters, all of the registered voters for Odessa to vote.
That petition to add an at-large council member and give the mayor more voting power needs 2,500 signatures. A petition some see as a need, others believe is illegal.
People can decide what they want to do with the information that they received tonight. You know, that's what politics is to me. At the end of the day, is to allow the community to get both sides of the story and then make up their own mind on how they want to go.
The 90s was the last time an at-large council member was on the council. An at-large member would come from District 2. Many feel would cause a voting block and hurt other districts.
I just take offense that it's being said that District 2 doesn't care about the rest of Odessa when we do. There are a lot of the people that are on the boards. And I care about everyone, and it's not about race, and it's not about money. It's about who cares for Odessa and what are we going to do.
It's the intentions behind it that scare me. Because at the end of the day, this system has been working since 1990. Why make that change now?
Looking towards the future, whichever side you're on, the hope is that decision will make the city better.
I just pray that, I just would really like to see that everyone is thinking not about themselves, but about the city of Odessa.
Somebody asked me last week, they said, well, what are you going to do if they do win and then a large person comes in? I'm just going to roll up my sleeve and get to work.
Fredo Belcher Gonzalez says that he will continue to put this topic on the agenda so residents can come out and talk about it to make sure they're getting their voices heard. Live in the studio, Erica Chevrolet, Newswest 9.
Midland police are warning you about a scam that's after some crooks ripped off a large amount of money off a guy. We're told the two suspects approached the man. They claimed they needed help finding a church to donate money to. Now, police haven't said exactly what happened next, but the two end up stealing the man's money. The suspects are described as 6 feet tall black men, one with a few gold-capped teeth. The other was wearing reading glasses. Authorities believe the suspects drove off in a Kia Sedona minivan, the one you see like there on the screen. If you have any information, call Midland Crime Stoppers at 694-TIPS.
A 26-year-old woman is accused of having an improper relationship with a 17-year-old high school student. Elisa Zuniga is charged with improper relationship between educator and student. Police say they got a tip about Zuniga and the teen boy who goes to OHS. Both were interviewed by detectives, and police say they uncovered sexually explicit text messages between the two. We're told Zuniga was a clerk at the school. She was placed on leave last week and has since been fired. Well, a softball coach in Northeast Texas is behind bars accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and giving alcohol to minors. 44-year-old Juan Manny Corona has been coaching softball for over 17 years and has spent the last decade coaching girls in Montgomery County. Now, Corona had been offering private lessons to help young players get better and would even offer to pick the children up from school.
Manny decided to stop at a store and buy both of these girls, alcohol. After partaking in some alcohol, that is what made one of the girls come forward. After that girl came forward, the actual victim's parents started talking to her daughter about receiving the alcohol, and she says, yes, he gave me alcohol, and he also has been touching me.
Corona is being held in jail on a $100,000 bond. Investigators believe that there are more victims in the case.
A man is accused of driving drunk and crashing into a Midland home this afternoon. Police say there were 3 kids in the car with him. He's now facing a DWI with a child passenger charge. The crash happened here at the intersection of Illinois and Thomas. Police say the driver was speeding down Illinois Avenue. He had a woman along with 3 children with him. We're told the man tried to go around another car in front of him. That's when he spun out of control and crashed into the home. We're told there were no serious injuries reported. The Coast Guard is no longer searching for an Oklahoma pilot who went missing over the Gulf of Mexico. 55-year-old Bill Kissinger went missing last Wednesday. Family members say he left Oklahoma to pick up a rescue dog in Georgetown, Texas. The Coast Guard says it searched more than 17,000 nautical square miles for 5 days with no sign of him. Now that the search has been stopped, a captain in the Coast Guard says, quote, ending a search is a difficult decision that we put the utmost thought and consideration into. Dr. Kissinger was a well-loved man. Our hearts go out to everyone impacted during this tragic time. Experts believe Kissinger likely suffered from hypoxia while piloting the plane. He lost consciousness due to lack of oxygen. Fighter jets tried to steer him back on course when they spotted him last week, but that effort failed.
The city of Midland is working on a water main break in southeast part of the city. We're told it's a 4-inch water line near the intersection of South Fairgrounds and Highway 158. City officials said repairs are expected to be done tomorrow morning. We're told customers in that area may experience low to no water pressure during these repairs, and drivers that are headed north from Highway 158 in that area are being asked to avoid that area as delays are expected. Meanwhile, a boil water notice has been issued for the city of Big Spring. We're told city crews repaired multiple breaks on a line on South Wasson Road, which is just south of the city. We're told even though requirements were met and followed, they're notifying people in that area to boil their water as a precaution for consumption. Bathing or washing is still okay without boiling. It's unclear how long that boil notice will be in effect.
The city of Midland says they're ahead of schedule with the road bond. Not only that, they say they're under budget. It's all because they were able to get a lower interest rate. City officials say that will save taxpayers about $150,000 over the next 25 years.
That equates to about a 10% or a tenth of a penny savings in the tax rate to the taxpayers. So we are moving forward, already realizing good savings because of the fiscal strength of our city, and our strong unappropriated fund balance, and how we've always been fiscally responsible as a city council and as a city.
The council says you should see construction starting in the spring. Governor Greg Abbott is helping police officers get rifle-resistant vests. The state is making a grant available for departments to buy them. It's part of a promise made after the fatal shooting of 5 officers in Dallas.
Also provides more resources and tools to better protect our law enforcement officers who put their lives on the line by providing them the rifle-resistant vests that would have protected them in the sniper-type attack that occurred in downtown Dallas a year and a half ago.
The grant's part of the Community Safety Act, which is designed to help young Texans and members of law enforcement interact and build trust in communities across the state.
Well, 2 women are in custody after officers found a dead baby at a North Texas gas station. Officers in Greenville responded to a call at a Prime stop yesterday morning where they found an unresponsive baby. Now, the infant was pronounced dead at the scene. Then late last night, police say they arrested 2 women after investigators determined the baby may have died at a nearby home and the body was then moved. The women's names have not been released.
A few weeks ago, we told you about an Odessa girl who wanted to raise money for the Odessa Police Department's K-9 unit. Tonight, her hard work paid off. 10-year-old Randy Spencer's goal was $5 grand. She raised a little more than $7,000. That money will help Odessa police buy bulletproof vests for their K-9s. Randy spent most of the winter standing outside selling hot cocoa to raise that cash.
I got a lot of support and I got a lot of love, but I like how our community helps, and that really did surprise me.
Randy says she wants to be a Odessa police officer K-9 cop when she grows up. Heavy rains unleashed destructive rivers of mud in Southern California, killing more than a dozen people. Thousands are being forced from their homes. We'll have more on that coming up, but first a look at our forecast. Rachel.
Well, it was a really nice day out there, and temperatures were definitely above average for this time of year, and they look like they'll stay like that tomorrow, but the windy conditions will take over. I'll have more on that after the break.